Namaste. Hey, thank you for joining me. Aquarius, this is your April reading for 2019. You can see in front of you, if I move the camera a little bit, just a whole bunch of different cards. We will be using these ones primarily. This is the Morgan Greer Tarot. 4 from there probably, and then just whatever cards feel right from these ones as clarifiers. There's no set timing with the reading. I think it's going to flow very much through the whole month. The month of April is a little bit unusual. We have a lot of retrograde planets occurring. So for instance, on the 4th of April, it is a numerology power day because it exudes the number 44. So it's just short of that magical 444, which is of course an angelic vibration number as well as a starseed number. On the 5th of April, the new moon appears in Aries, and on the 10th of April, Jupiter goes retrograde in Sagittarius. On the 19th of April, there's a full moon in Libra, and on the 20th of April, the Sun enters Taurus, so it's the beginning of the Taurus season. On the 24th of April, Pluto goes retrograde, so that's another retrograde planet, and that's retrograde in Capricorn. On the 29th of April, Saturn goes retrograde. So we are in for a lot of activity in the month of April. I think when planets go retrograde, it tends to make us ourselves go a little bit introverted or retrospective, and we can often go back in our minds or hindsight and consider or ponder things that may have occurred and possibly ways of reacting to them or adapting to them or making changes. So let's just get into the shuffling and see what's in store for you guys for April for 2019. So this is for Aquarius. That happened to me with the Aries one. A card sort of flipped out and turned over, and I don't normally have that happen, so I will take that as being your first card, and it is the 3 of Wands, so it can sit up there. I'll carry on shuffling. This is for Aquarius. We'll also call in any high vibrational energies like angelic vibrations or ascended masters or anyone else who would like to come in for the reading to add their messages and take on the energies. So what would you like Aquarius to know for April? What are we looking at? The 9 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, and the 7 of Cups. So in those cards there are 2 cups at the end, a sword and a wand, and the wands is the one we're going to start off with just because it was the first card we pulled, and it is on the left over here. So the 3 of Wands often represents expansion, quite frankly, expansion of ideas, concepts, and possibly for some of you this could be related to the career sector as well. I love this card, and I love that when it turns out he's actually got his back to us, so we can't see clearly what is going on, and neither can he at this stage, but he is contemplating his future. Now that's interesting given that we've got so many things going retrograde, so there's a possibility that his future and the expansion of his future is tied up very closely with what has gone on beforehand or in the past. Now if this is to do with career, we sometimes see this as a time of being very good for applying for jobs and being given a new job, or for promotions or expansion of businesses. So if you are owning your own business or you are thinking of becoming self-employed, these can be all very viable energies or signs when this type of card is out. So I think we will look at this deck of cards over here, which are the energy cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. They're oracle cards, but they're very, very similar to a tarot deck. So this is for Aquarius. We just want a bit of a clarifier on where this 3 of Wands is taking us and what else it might be referring to. So we're just shuffling now to see what card will come out for you guys. woman holding a coin. So it can be about finances or money, pertaining to money, and often the wands are, as we have talked about, they are about career. So this woman holding a coin could represent literally that a woman might be involved in this expansion that you are thinking of one way or another. Now, she could be someone who offers you a promotion or offers you a job. So she could be a potential new employer one way or another. She could be someone who is going to loan you something for, say, starting up a business. So if some of you are thinking of becoming self-employed, again, this is a good omen in regards to your finances and, you know, thinking of uplifting a loan. She could be a bank manager or an accountant as well, or a loans officer, someone like that. She could give you both ideas and so philosophical information as well as physical monetary stability or offers around this expansion. So I'm thinking there's a lot of positive energy here for you guys at that particular point in time and at this looking at going afield. Now, that expansion card can sometimes also sort of symbolize expansion through things like the internet, because we're talking about the possibility of going global. He's definitely looking very, very far out. So sometimes I note that when this card turns up, there can be like going on the internet, becoming global through the means of technology, but it can also mean the possibility of shifting. So sometimes this could mean that you might be thinking of expanding yourself in terms of moving to a different country or a different state, and it can be related to work. So again, this woman holding a coin could hold a lot of answers for you. She could be loaning you money or backing your ideas, you know, anything along those lines. Or she might be someone who says, yes, you've been given the go-ahead, you are signed off to do it. So I think we'll take a look at one other clarifier for that line, because it's giving off quite a lot of positivity. Let's just go into here. These are the angel answers actually, so they quite often give a set answer or specific direction for something. So we'll just see what else you would like to confirm around this clarifying of the Three of Wands things. What else would you like to let Aquarius know? One more shuffle, guys. So what else are we going to tell you? Nice. Okay, yeah, so basically that whole column has, excuse me, provided itself to you with some really good, positive, forward-moving energy, and I think answers. So if any of you have been questioning something about an expansion or an idea or a possibility or a direction, especially around career or hobbies, right? So around any of those three, you've just kind of received some really good messages there. Expansion, looking ahead, looking to the future, making plans, going in a certain direction, possibly offshore, possibly global, possibly through the internet, possibly entrepreneurial and self-employed. There is someone who could give you a hand with this woman holding the coin. She might be symbolic of a financial officer of one sort or another. I also can't help but notice the black cat in the card, and I'm thinking that cats could, or your pets might be involved in something in the month of April, whether some of you actually get a new pet or whether some of you have to rehome a pet because you are moving away somewhere. It might be temporary. Also, a woman might be involved in this pet business as well. But then the final card there, which I absolutely adore, I love the colours, it says don't stop. So ponder this expansion, keep it going, move it through, look into the growth perspectives of it, look how to do it, do some due diligence, do your homework and take action. If we look at this card here, it's the complete opposite of what we've got over there at the moment. So we have the what's called the Nine of Swords, It's a little bit of a card that denotes feeling tied up, feeling anxious. Sometimes a bit of depression can come in there with it, not knowing which way to go, feeling restricted or confined to something. And this can be tied up due to your own circumstances or thoughts or feelings or narrative on life, or it can be due to other people preventing you from being able to make a move. It is often associated with night, so things that go on at night, and it can be associated with dreams or horror dreams like nightmares, and also a lack of sleep, so insomnia. So some of you may need to address sleeping patterns in the month of April. It might be wise for you to learn how to try and get good sleep, like go to bed early, turn off your technological data, don't watch horror movies before going to bed. Some of you are literally going to do that. You're going to watch a horror movie and then be so freaking frightened you're not going to be able to, you're just going to be in bed like, oh God, I can't sleep. Shut the doors, is there anyone in the wardrobe? I get that feeling for some of you. So, you know, go easy on those type of things, because they could add to a whole nervous conundrum around you. And sometimes that's all it takes to offset our nervous system and to push it into a slightly irregular path or down an irregular beat. A lot of you might need to slow down. You might need to refuel your bodies and to harness the light and to you know, get some sort of priority in the things that you're doing, because there might be too many things that you're actually trying to do at once, because we see all these 9 swords, right? It could be that you're trying to attempt 9 different things at once, and it's literally too much for you. So let's go to the John Holland at this stage and see what we are going to find here as a qualifier for the 9 of Swords. What are you wanting to let Aquarius know regards this? What are you wanting to let them know? Aquarius. Okay. So what is it? Transformation 13. It's the Death card. So it is a card of transformation, but it's also a card of tension sometimes. The Death card comes to us when we are evolving, when we are going through something. So this card becomes kind of more important than the one behind it. The one behind it is almost the symptoms of this agenda. So So when the Death card turns up, as it so happens to be a major arcana, it's telling us that something is ebbing out of our life and that we are moving into a new paradigm, a new understanding, a new reality. So for each and every one of you, this death of something could be very, very different. For some of you it could be emotional, for some of you it could be physical or work related or career or money related. For some of you it could be partnerships or marriages or family life. For some of you it could be personal issues or health related. So you see, general readings, we could spend literally hours and hours going through all the different scenarios that these various cards could be suggesting. So we just have to look at the broader perspective of it and say that there is a transformation taking place, and that is perhaps why the anxiety, the underlying anxiety, is residing in the background. We've seen over here that there was great contemplation of expansion, of movement, of change taking place, and being told to not stop and to go for it, which is wonderful. But that change can create these type of things to happen. This amazing spiritual change, this alchemy that can take place in your life. It can be so transformative that you when you've gone through the whole journey, which can be quite a long journey, it doesn't mean it's necessarily going to take place within this 1 month. This could be a journey that may have started a while ago and could be just slowly transforming. It could still go on for months after this. But while these transitions occur, we change at every dynamic and level, and this creates this discombobulation and this bubbling away underneath of anxiety and uncertainty and unknowing. So I think maybe I will try one of these cards. This is going to turn out, this is a very intense column here. So let's see, what else are you wanting Aquarius to know, and what messages have you got for them regards this change that's taking place, and to help reduce anxiety and tension. Also, with the Nine of Swords, guys, it can be really beneficial to listen to your dreams at night and also start taking journals down and to write down ideas and thoughts that come into your mind. Now, some of them could be ideas for your expansion, but other thoughts and ideas that you write down could be very healing and cathartic for your overall soul's journey. So one more shuffle here. Okay, so what is it that we are telling Aquarius from the cosmic cards to deal with this transformation? To become a free spirit, to be lighter, you know, to be more expansive, to not stop, and to let go of the anxiety. And, you know, to become a free spirit, what would we be doing if we were doing that? We would be flying. And what is in the background of the picture? She's transforming with butterfly wings in the background. So this is enabling her to fly, to feel free, to become free from something that has trapped her. I will read you the words from the cosmic book because they're very... they have vibrational frequencies within the words that are actually quite important, that go with the cards. True freedom is attained when one transcends the illusionary imprisonment of their mind. Wow, wow, wow. I love that, because that is the imprisonment of the mind. So these cards here are working together so succinctly. The message is so tied up, pardon the pun, it's just really, really tied up. So I think for you guys, if you just sit back quietly now and listen to these very poignant words, something will resonate with you at a certain level of your soul, and it may be at the subconscious level. This card represents the need to let go of limiting beliefs you hold within yourself. Beliefs regarding who you are and what you are capable of achieving. There are two types of beliefs: beneficial beliefs, which encourage you to grow, and detrimental beliefs, which keep you imprisoned and bound by fear. These core beliefs lie in your subconscious and attract experiences that match their emanating frequency. So if your subconscious holds more detrimental beliefs, it is likely you will attract circumstances to match that energy. If you find yourself attracting more roadblocks and hurdles, look within yourself and see what limiting beliefs you hold inside. It is these beliefs that block you from living a more fulfilling life of manifestation, inner freedom, and peace. If you were drawn to this card, Spirit is encouraging you to look deeper within yourself and see what it is that is holding you back from living a more fulfilled life. Do you harbour thoughts of not being good, worthy, or talented enough? What vibration are you sending out to the world to receive the roadblocks that you currently face? Remember that what you wish for in life needs to be an exact match to the beliefs that are lying in your subconscious. If they are not in sync with each other, then it is most likely that your wishes may take a longer time to manifest. What detrimental beliefs have you been holding on to all these years? Reframe and replace any detrimental beliefs uncovered with beneficial affirmations. And you can utilize this affirmation if you like, if you're into affirmations. Great Spirit, assist me to understand and transcend any detrimental beliefs I may hold within myself. And the associated chakra for this card is the base chakra. So very powerful column for you guys. And I think we will just let those words sink in there, and we will move along to the Knight of Cups. He is often a proposition of newness as well. So I can see in this reading there's a lot of movement. There's a lot, even though we're in a month where so much planetary retrograde stuff is going on, there feels to be for you guys this explosion of opportunity or possibilities, and also this explosion of letting go of something that's been holding you back. Now, whether that something was your own fear or your own disbelief or your own anxiety, which is what we've seen, you know, through this lane here. So now we come to more new beginnings, and the Knight of Cups brings in this proposition or feeling of emotional tenderness, of emotional gratuity, and of giving. So the Knight of Cups can often be some sort of offer of fondness or support or nurture, or even for some of you the possibility of romance. And this can come about too from going through such a transformation in this column, because for some of you this might have been the transformation or the loss of relationships, right? Letting them pass away. Yeah, so as you can see, lots of potential change for you. And I think for some of you this may even encompass the emotional perspective. So perhaps this could be tied up with relationships. For some of you, I see a definite, in that first column, a definite tie-in to career or your hobbies or passions, possibly even universities or studies. But as we're moving through this reading and we get to these cup cards over here, we are definitely looking at the emotional side, or even though this one was very emotional, we are down into the sort of heart chakra energy here. So speaking of which, I'm going to pull one of the John Holland cards and see what is going to be the clarifier for the Knight of Cups for you guys. So this is for Aquarius. What would you like them to know about the Knight of Cups? The clarifier for this, please. Okay. Another major arcana, and so it's number 20, which is the Judgment card, and he calls it the Truth card. So, you know, judgment is not dissimilar to the whole transformation over here, you know, the Death card. These are big cards, and they are suggesting big changes going on. This card is, this guy is standing here on a set of scales, as you can see, and there's some sort of illuminated light coming from the top where the numerals are, and he is looking out into the vast cosmos. So he is bringing some sort of balance and truth and understanding and conceptual reality into a situation or his belief system or himself as a being. The Judgment card is often about an epiphany in life and coming to the realization that you have been doing something fundamentally that has been flawed or has not been enabling you to go down the best road you can, or has not been connected to your soul purpose. So there might have been, you know, you might have been feeling like there was a void or a vacancy in areas of your life, and sometimes it's hard to pinpoint. You may not know why you feel this way, or you may not know what it actually is that's missing in the background. But when the Judgment card comes out, it's an opportunity to understand that what could have been missing is now available, or you now can see a way through it, or you can see a way to bring balance into the situation. And given that the Knight of Cups can often be about emotions of the heart, this could be something that affects you at the heart level. So this could be about relationships for some of you, and some of it might be a romantic relationship or a very close one. So there could be a desire or a need to bring balance into current relationships that exist for those of you who aren't seeking new relationships. This could be a time where you need to either listen or communicate to a partner or a family member or a close community about what will bring balance and harmony to a situation, or what will reharmonize or rebalance a situation as well. Let's see what these cards have to say, just for further clarifying. So this is for Aquarius. We're further clarifying this Knight of Cups. Thank you. That wasn't very good shuffle, or perhaps it wanted me to stop there. Goddess of the Moon. So the moon is very aligned with our feelings, and we've just talked about our feelings, and we've talked about the heart chakra feelings as well. So the Goddess of the Moon implores you to become connected to your emotions, and we've talked about the fact that there needs to be balance brought into the emotions at this stage. There's also things about the cycles of the moon here that could be playing a role for some of you, and I mentioned the planetary movements and alignments at the beginning of the reading. There's also to do with illumination of the moon, and that we can gain great insight from our connection to her luminosity and our emotional state and perspective. So there's no doubt that this one here aligns very highly with your emotions. I will just have a look at the words from the card from the book from this Goddess of the Moon and see what other pertinent messages might be coming your way. The card shows an eternal spirit holding the bright reflective moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Her arms are stretched upward, receiving the light of the moon and the light of inspiration. This card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insight from your soul's point of view. Receiving the card upright tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now is the time to use it. The Goddess of the Moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. For instance, you could get the urge to take a different route home from work and find out later that you've avoided a 3-hour traffic jam. Or you might have an idea for a great invention, a stock investment, or a spellbinding novel. This card could also indicate the significant blossoming of psychic ability and mediumship, even on a professional level. You're always blessed with this ability to connect, but this card is telling you that now is the perfect time to open up, get ready for amazing inspiration that this energy brings. So it's kind of like there's a little bit of mix with this card thrown in at the bottom. We've felt that we needed this balance through here, through the relationships and perhaps communication, realizing a situation. But maybe the realization comes to you through your intuition and your ability to find information that isn't necessarily being spoken. So you're intuitively feeling into the situation about your relationships or this people or this person. This Knight of Cups for some of you could be a new person coming in, and you might receive intuitive information about this person and how they are going to relate to you and to your life. So this is an open line. It's not as clear cut and clarified as this one here or even this one here. There's a little bit more fluidity on how you all want to perceive the energies that will be coming in and how you want to deal with them. So the next card is the 7 of Cups, which is the last one of the tarot deck, we know that the sevens mean choices, that you've got many, many choices that are available to you. And I think that we've felt that throughout the earlier part of the reading as well. However, with this card, it tells us to be careful of the choices we can make, because some of them are not necessarily right for us. So for some of you, there could be lots of grandeur and lots of fanfare and lots of excitement and, you know, out there energy when a card like this turns up, and you can be like, wow, God, you know, look at all this stuff going on, look at this excitement, look at this hype, hype, hype. And you could pick one of those cups because it's literally throwing itself at you. And it could still be the right cup, but for some of you, be careful of your choices, because some of those choices are wrong. And I think it's a time where we need to be considerate of our choices, and we need to be a little bit more logical than emotional. So let's see, for instance, what this deck is going to give us. We will shuffle. This is for clarifying for the Seven of Cups. So clarifying for the Seven of Cups, thank you, for Aquarius. What is it that you would like to inform them or tell them about? The world is your oyster. Well, and it is, and we said that you had lots of choices with the Seven of Cups. It's really interesting that, you know, we've had the moon and the world, and we've talked about lots of planetary issues and planetary movements in the month, and that so many of them are going retrograde, and that the retrograde energies can sometimes take us back to events or places or scenarios that have happened previously, and we readdress them or we reconnect with them. So I get the feeling too, with these moon and earth that have turned up, that the planets are going to play a role in certain events that take place for you guys. So the World card sitting up there, and this guy is looking down at it. Amazingly enough, it refers very much to, similar to the Three of Wands over here. So we're almost doing a full circle, or we're reconnecting with that original message that we had with the Three of Wands, because the words from the book for the World card are as follows. It's about expansion and opening up. The man in the picture is looking out over a bay above which the beautiful sphere of the earth is rotating. This card is reminding you to expand your vision and contemplate some much broader options. The world is wide, so that there's a lot out there to consider. In the modern age of technology, this could specifically be referring to creating or expanding to a more global network through the internet or social marketing. Drawing this card also lets you know that you have unlimited resources available to you, and now is the time to think big. As they say, the world is your oyster, so get ready to gobble it up. So those choices there, they do represent a lot of activity and a lot of choice coming your way, Aquarius. And there is expansion within the reading, especially as we see that free spirit and the flying high. You know, there's a whole lot of expansion, and we're even including way up into the cosmos up here with that moon card. So I think the main thing for you to understand is when there are offers of expansion around, it's great, it's fantastic, it's exciting, and it's newness, and it's choice, and it's opportunity. You just have to make sure that you're aware of which one to pick. So do some due diligence on your thinking, and make sure that your energies are attracted to the right one, so that you get these favorable options coming your way. Let's see what these angel cards are going to do for the very last card for this Seven of Cups and the world. What's the last clarifying point that we're dealing with here? yeah, you see, reconsider. So I didn't want to stifle this amazing expansion that you've got going on in your month, but I think it's expansion that's going to come to you through duality. It's like expansion of choice, but the right choice. And when that says reconsider, which is exactly reaffirming what this card traditionally means, it just means there is lots to consider. But you have to consider the right one and make this is a time of great expansion for you guys. It's a time of great possibilities. You just need to be on board for making sure you're going down the right road, because you don't want to end up with any more of this feeling trapped or feeling stuck. You want to be able to have the transformation go well, which brings in the free spirit, which brings in your intuitive connection to make the right choices to uplift this ability of the world as your oyster. So these are your, main cards to kind of focus on, and know that you have the power and the action and the freedom and the choices, and don't stop. And just as an aside, because I was kind of attracted to that world card and thinking, what message was it really giving? I've got this beautiful crystal here that when I look at it from a distance, it looks a bit like the world, with the sea and the land and the continents on it. And I love looking at it because each time you turn it, it's such a different looking stone. So I often think of this as being the world, and because the world card seemed to play, quite a major role as well, I thought this gemstone might be really prudent for you guys to uplift. Now this is called sodalite. So sodalite might be beneficial for you guys for the month of April. So some of the benefits of having some sodalite around you, or using it in like meditation, or having it in your office or in your bedroom. Sodalite unites logic with intuition and opens spiritual perception, bringing information from the higher mind down to the physical level. This stone stimulates the pineal gland and the third eye and deepens meditation. When in sodalite enhanced meditation, the mind can be used to understand the circumstances in which you find yourself. The stone instills a drive for truth and an urge towards idealism, making it possible to remain true to yourself and stand up for your beliefs. Sodalite clears electronic magnetic pollution and can be placed on computers to block their emanations. It is helpful for people who are sensitive to sick building syndrome or to electromagnetic smog. It's particularly useful for group work as it brings harmony and solidarity of purpose. It stimulates trust and companionship between members of the group, encouraging interdependence. An excellent stone for the mind, sodalite eliminates mental confusion and intellectual bondage. It encourages rational thought, objectivity, truth, and intuitive perception, together with the verbalization of feelings. As it calms the mind, it allows new information to be received. Sodalite stimulates the release of old mental conditioning and rigid mindsets, creating space to put new mindsets in place. Wow, perfect for that merging energy of intuition and the world is your oyster, Aquarius, for the month of April. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. I really love doing the readings for you, and I love the messages that come through. They're all delivered to you with the highest of vibrational frequencies, and they are all here for your good and for your insight and learning and awareness. Please sub the channel. I love it when you leave your comments, and push the notification button. That way you'll receive all the notifications or the uploads when they arrive. Thank you all, everyone. Have a wonderful April. Much love. Namaste.